Take note of this group of flavors. Take note of this group of flavors. There's 23 there. Take note. If you want to win a prize, you might want to know a few of these. Take note. I'll wait till about 20 people are here. They can all take notes. 23 flavors, Tinny. First of all, I had no idea there were 23. Secondly, who had any idea that some of these were in there? I would never have guessed the tomato was in there. This is too many flavors. That's the one we all knew right there. Okay, so you guys pay attention to that. 23 flavors of Dr. Pepper.
Hey, don't move it yet. I'm writing it down.
Hurry!
Hey! Come on, teacher. Don't erase the board yet, teacher.
Called screenshots.
Aww.
23, pal. Girl, your hair is golden brown. I've seen your black man coming round. Swear by God, I'm gonna cut him down. I heard the screaming and bullets cracking and how long, how long, how? Better keep your head. Don't forget what your good book said. Southern Maine's gonna come at last. Now your crosses are burning fast. I saw black, tall white mansions and little shacks, and you paid them back. I heard screaming and bullets cracking and how long, how long, how long? Get you some, Neil. Gonna keep your head. Don't forget what your good book said. Sudden change gonna come at last. Now your crosses are burning fast. Boop, boop, boop. Sweetness. One more. It's a fast one.
When you can barely smell your...
Good morning, everybody. We will be with you in a momento. El momento. It's only... You along the road must have a code that you can live by, and so become yourself, because the past is just a goodbye. Teach your children well, their father's help can slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams. The one day kicks, the one will go by. Don't you ever ask them why. If they told you, you would cry. So just look at them and sigh. Let's get some more likes up there, team. 44 people, 22 likes. We're better than that. We have a lot of people to attract. Be attractive. Be hummingbird nectar. Can die. Your children well, children's health can slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams. The one they fix, the one you know by. Don't you ever ask them why. If they told you, you would cry. Just look at them and sigh. And know they love you. Don't you ever ask them why. If they told
Don't eat pasta before watching this.
they were
Pizza,
cry.
pasta, gelato.
You just look at them and sigh. And know they love you. Good morning, T-Crew. Good morning. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you guys think Pops' stomach feels this morning? Just a wild guess. On a scale of 1 to 10. I'll let you guys in on a secret after that. I'll let you guys in on the real number. 10 being icky. 1 being, I feel amazing. One being phenomenal. Whiskey's right on a 7.7 at least, close to a 9. I'm sharing this with you guys, so if you, like, um, I think I'm reactivating an ulcer. Why do I tell you guys all my physical problems here? Just because I want you to know what I look like or feel like in the morning. So sometimes I'm like not 100% pops. This morning I was Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young pops. I was like, take it easy. I feel like I'm getting my ulcer starting back up. My stomach is ripping on fire this morning. Bad. I told Brock, stand by. Thank you for him taking care of the deal yesterday. Hey, between you guys and me, I had received at least 10 DMs over the course of the last few weeks saying they wanted to see more Brock on Tea with Pops. He didn't quite believe it until I shared some of the DMs with him. And there's a thought running through my mind that I'm thinking about having Brock do Mondays.
Ed McMahon never co-hosted, by the way.
I know, he keeps saying, yeah, it's not my show, Pops. It's not much. It's everybody's show, B. All right? So there's a thought running through that I'll take 3-day weekends. Brock will do Mondays. And then I'll pop back on Tuesdays. Well, we're thinking about it, because if you think about it, Pops, he did the last 2 Mondays. Psst. I don't know. He likes doing it. It's really good for him. He acts like, it gets all, he likes it. I promise, he doesn't mind at all. So, yeah, I mean, there you go. You guys are super sweet about him. Thank you. And me too, by the way. Thank you. There's a whole We Want Brock program going on over here, B. Hope you're watching live. Yes, Kim, Brock can step in and do your classes on Monday too, but it's going to have to be Zoom versions. Okay? It'll have to be Zoomy version-ios. Emperor penguins. Emperor penguins. They're deep divers. They do the deep dive. You know how sometimes you're getting into a project and you're like, hey, let's do a real deep dive on this project. Let's really dive in. Let's really do a deep dive on this project. You should call yourself Emperor penguins if you do that. Emperor penguins. They're the deepest diving birds in the world. 1,800 feet an emperor penguin can dive. Rando facto. 1,800 feet. Like, holy moly, Penny. They can dive up to that's 550 meters, which is deeper than any other bird. They also hold their breath for up to 20 minutes at a time. See you in 20, pal. So if you gave an emperor penguin a JCBB and he held it for 20 minutes, he'd get the full effect, I think. When he goes to blow it out, there would be no smoke left. I guarantee it. No matter how big the JCBB was what we gave him. You think flamingos think about flamingos. They already freak me out. They have to eat upside down. They're the color of what they eat. They turn shrimpy pink, right? You think, oh, what an awkward bird. That bird can't possibly fly. If he does, he's going to gangle along at like Not, I mean, he's got to just be flopping, not so fast. Flamingos can fly at a speed of 35 miles an hour, 56 kilometers an hour. 35 miles an hour, that big old floppy blue ball pinky Baluk, he's flying across 35 miles an hour. That's pretty fast. If you overload one, however, no, I take it back. They may seem clumsy in flight because their long necks stretch out in front of their bodies and their long legs dangle well past their short tails. Flamingo flight. Llamas. You don't want a donkey anymore. You want a llama. Llamas are all the rage. Donkeys, burros, come on. Everybody can have one of those. You kind of want a llama. Llamas are pack animals. Isn't there something about their fur that's really good too? Hey, wait. You guys are letting me play this whole deal without our music. Can't believe you guys sometimes. Okay. Let's get that music going. I just realized I'm talking to myself out loud. Good morning, you guys. Uh-oh. Come on, Pops. Llamas. Tell me a little something about a llama, Pops. Llamas are pack animals. They can carry up to 75 pounds for 20 miles. 75 pounds for 20 miles. If you overload one, however, it will refuse to move and it will lay down and spit or hiss at you until the load is lightened. Maybe we don't want a llama after all. He's like, that's it, bro. I'll take 75 for 20 miles. 75. You put a 76 pound on there, and you're getting spitted and hissed at. As a matter of fact, I want it 74. Drop a pound, pal. Drop a pound. If you don't drop a pound right now, or say a boundary. Matter of fact, make it 73. If I'm gonna spit one more time and make it 72. Do hamsters blink? Do hamsters blink? Yes or no? Hello, Mr. Hamster, can you blink? Penny says yes. Carlotta says no. What do hamsters, do they blink or don't they? Oh, they're funny little fellas. Disky says yes. Trip says only when you throw them on the wall. Cappy says no. Mike and Eric don't think they do. First of all, whoever thought of this in the first place? Let me study hamsters for their blink pattern or their non-blink. Hamsters only blink one eye at a time. They're not winking, they're blinking. Hamsters only blink one eye at a time. Now that is getting right up there with any rando facto you could ask for. Okay? They're little winkers, Disky. Okay. We can't get past a show without talking about colonics. Okay. Winking, blinking, and where's the nod, Penny? That's funny. Name the kid Nod. Just name it Nod. Mozzie, have a beautiful day. Give me 5 people that are interested in a whale colonic. Rando facto about a whale colonic. This isn't Pop's colonic. We discussed that last week. We don't have to discuss that again. Okay? No gas, no farts. Just whale colonics. 5 people. That's 1. There's 2. That's how many people? There's 3. Disky's going, okay, barely raised his hand. Huh? This is going to be a weird one. All right, here we go. Rando facto. Every time whales poop, that's the colonic. Every time whales poop, they transport vital nutrients to the warm surface waters, where phytoplankton use the nutrients to photosynthesize and produce oxygen. They're pooping oxygen into their own water. They will go back, RX, and breathe their oxygenated poop. Again, I still need to meet these scientists. Every time whales poop, they transport vital nutrients to the warm surface waters, where phytoplankton use the nutrients to photosynthesize and produce oxygen that later the whales will breathe. Tripp's got it. That's Badgie's going, Pops, knock it off. That's exactly how nature's supposed to be. Okay? And then 71's got it. Poop makes the world grow round. Poop makes the world go round. Grow round. Let's do a giveaway. We're going to do a true-false giveaway. Okay? I'm going to say 3 statements. Semster, I love whales too, but that's kind of freaking me out, man. Imagine if we had to manufacture our own oxygen sort of the same way. Whoo-wee. That would be creepy. Okay, I'm going to make 3 statements. You guys are going to keep track of those statements. Okay? You're going to keep track of those statements and tell me if they're true or false. The first 6 people, if there are up to 6 people on my screen to get the correct answers in a row, we'll move on to the spin to win round. First statement. Quartz naturally comes in many colors. True or false? Second, hurricanes and tornadoes are the same thing. True or false? And thirdly, see, that's my stomach acting up. Sorry. NASA Apollo missions, listen carefully. NASA Apollo missions 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 all landed on the moon. True or false? So reveal your answers to those 3. Okay, keep them coming. I've got 6. I've got the first 6. I've got 6, you guys. Many look like you've got it right later on. But these are the first 6. So let me read them and then I'll tell you who. Quartz naturally comes in many colors. True or false? True. Quartz can be purple, brown, yellow, pink, or a mix of colors. Hurricanes and tornadoes are the same thing. False. Hurricanes form over water. Tornadoes form over land. And thirdly, all of those Apollo missions, 11 through 17, all landed on the moon. False. 13 was supposed to land on the moon, but an explosion forced it to return to Earth without landing on the moon's surface. So, the answers were true, false, false. These are the people that I saw, the first 6 on my screen, that had TFF. 71. 71, you're number 1. Rob and Kate. I'm sorry, 71, you're red. Rob and Kate, you're the violet. Exception, you're the green. Herbie von Werby Kabop, you're the orange. Semster, you're 5th with the blue. And then Eric Montgomery, you're the yellow. So there we are. It's looking like Rob and Kate. Rob and Kate. Okay? So Rob and Kate, Rob, you won. And you know how it works. Get me your address at thedetroitmushlab.com and I can get that sent off to you. What you got was 10 400 milligram, this isn't the small ones, but the mediums, 400 milligram penis envy supplements. You've got iron-on patches from Kim the Golden Bolden. They're so cute. Okay? They're iron-on patches. Groovy. And mushrooms. This groovy one's cute. Get a sticker from Pops. And then we're also going to give you a 2-gram supplement sample pack. Okay? So, Rob, get me your address. And we'll get this cute little gift box sent off to you. Can I show you guys something? I've been posting it the last couple of days, and I'm going to do it today, okay? And so some of you have seen this on my IG, but, oh, by the way, did you guys know something? We got a Bridgie on the way. Did you guys hear that? Bridgie's going down to Sandman, so they're going to hang out for a couple of days. And then when Bridgie leaves, go check out the website. There will be a couple of additional items put on the website. Woohoo! Cliffhanger. Welcome to 71. 71, that was the first time I've seen you here this morning. And we're all throwing donuts at old 71. Okay? The reason I'm going to show you guys this is because I put it on IG, so some of you have seen it over there. But did you know this? Did you guys know something? When I checked the numbers this morning, we're at subscriber number 14,500 plus. I want you to think about that for just a second, and then we'll move on. Pat ourselves on the back for half a second, but it's worth noting. 14.5. Do you guys remember what we were the week before Christmas? We were hoping we'd hit it right before Christmas, and we did. We hit the 14,000. That means another 500 since Christmas. Oh, nerds, they don't all watch us live. They come in and they watch it later on under the tape. Believe it or not, I have the numbers. Thousands and thousands. I'm not joking. It's absolutely boggles your mind. Okay? If there were more likes up here, because there's 64 people here, if there were only 43 likes, if there were more likes, they might even be randomly showing this video somewhere. But not with just 43 likes. They're looking, their algorithm's looking at this going, that's probably a lousy show. 14,500 people. 14,500 people get a chance to look at this kind of stuff that we're up to. This is pure LC. Wait, 1 second. This is LC. This is absolutely mind-boggling. Absolutely, seriously, to even be touching it is just like giving me the goosebumps of like coolness, because like even these guys, that's an agar plate, fully colonized, and then we freeze dried it. We also fruited it on a light cycle so we would know that there was going to get psilocybin in there. And then we freeze dry it. And we end up with a potato chip. Should we just eat these like this? Like just eat the potato chip? Or should we grind that up and put it in a pill? It looks like communion, Herbie. It really, really does. And you would not believe how it feels. There is no weight to this whatsoever. Zero. I could drop this right. Look, it floated down. Look at that. It floats down like a feather. Brock brought a scale over. Let's see what this weighs.
All of that would fit in one pill.
0.33 grams for this one little chip. Let's weigh another one. I have 3 chips. That's the backside of the potato agar. Badgie, I'm going to test it. Me. Especially now that I know what a chocolat does. Oh, wow. That one's half a gram. This guy weighs half a gram. Okay. What about our third one? Let's see what our third one looks like. Are you guys freaking out on this? This is freaky cool guy mycology. Oh, wow. That one weighs 0.6 of a gram. So I got a 0.6, 0.5, and a 0.3 of a gram here, all told. Not bad. Then, down here, we still have all of this other LC to clean up off of there. And we're going to harvest all of that, and I am going to test it today. I'm going to put the old testaroonie to it, and we'll get a potency. I'm excited about that. That's what we're going to do literally right after today here. Thank you, Brock. Mm-hmm. That was a good idea to weigh that. And would you do me a favor and put this back in the refrigerator until we grind it? I'm keeping it refrigerated until we grind it. This, we're lucky here, Penny, because that scale is super duper, super, super duper accurate. So we're lucky for that. Last week, excuse me. Last week. Thank you, Brock.
Yeah.
Last week we were talking about, oh, that's what I was gonna say. You just said it. Overjoyed just said the flakes. Well, Sunshine Valley, one of the reasons I have to grind it, I at least have to break up and grind it and powderize some of it so I could put it into the test kit. You know what I mean? The little test vial. And they want you to have 0.15 grams of it ground up and put into the test vial. So that's what we have to do first. And then we'll see how that works out. I'm pretty sure it's going to be strong. This is what inspires me in my mycology now, is keep my tubs, the inside of my tubs as beautiful and as clean as possible. Run a whole heck of a lot of them because I'm a farmer, less a scientist and more of a farmer. And you know, farmers, we're always looking to grow big and beautiful crops. So that, and then pushing the edge on some of my little lab stuff and learning and doing stuff that I'm sure other people have done it, but they really don't do it and then put it out there. To me, there's nothing worse than knowledge. It's just cold hard facts. If it's just in my head in the basement. It's knowledge if I share it. That's when it becomes knowledge. It's not even knowledge until it leaves my head and gets out there to somebody else. The people that hold on to their jealous little text, okay, I can't be your judge. It's not my job. But I will ask you to show me your tubs. I think our mushrooms know when we're being selfish. Does anybody agree with that, or does that just sound goofy? Is that just a little too far out there? Is that tarot card-ish? I don't believe it is, because I'm personally experienced. When I'm super selfish, stuff turns green in my life. It's so hard because we don't want to believe that, but it's a spiritual principle. Fermentation we were talking about last week. We'll cover a little bit more of that in the next 10 minutes. Okay? Trip, we have to share. We have to share. I'm going to pass away one of these days. Sooner rather than later, probably. Boy, you know what? It's the truth. You know what? I already have a legacy. Brock's my first legacy, but I want more. That little book I wrote, that little pamphlet, it'll sit on a few shelves here and there. 20 years from now, somebody will blow dust off of it and make a tub. Johnny Appleseed. Johnny didn't worry about where his seeds were going to land. Too much. Making ferments is a great way to begin learning fungal cultivation. The concepts described below, as simple as they may seem, and we're going to cover those this week, are a reflection of the more technical skills covered later in radical mycology. For all these processes, the proper food for the organism is prepared, inoculated, and left to grow on its own until it's ready to harvest. But unlike mushroom cultures that can be obtained through mushroom hunting, many of the fermenting fungi cannot be easily found. Thus, for most of the following recipes, you will need to find a source for the specific species and mixed cultures listed. Several commercial sources are listed in the appendix, but be sure to ask around before ordering. A friend or community member, hello! This is why what we do is so important. I mean this. A friend or a community member. You know, Gypsy Life was here at the little mini fest that we did a couple of weeks ago. And she said, it is what I have been looking for, is a group of like-minded people. I got to tell you guys, there aren't a whole lot of mycologists out there, or home mycologists like we are, The number is growing, but we are a small slice of the human population, of the American culture. It's growing. We're on the front edge. We're pioneers. Don't ever think Pops and you aren't pioneers, because we are. Especially pioneers breaking laws, doing all kinds of stuff, but we don't care. Fix the laws. There are not a lot. Let alone, I'll go back 2 years ago. 2 years ago, you couldn't get somebody to tell you how they made LC. Oh, this is my secret recipe with secret peptones, and I know how to do, and I want $40 for a syringe from me. I'm afraid if I sell you a syringe, you're going to start your own jars of LC, so I can't teach you how. I remember the first time, this is a true story, first time I sent somebody a syringe of LC, 10cc syringe of LC. And about 3 days later, the guy writes me back. Hey, Pops, what's your recipe for your liquid culture media? First thing that goes through my brain, creepy human brain, is that son of a gun is going to take that syringe that I sent him, and he's going to start his own jar. I don't want to tell him. I'll let him figure that out. He can go look that up himself. That was my initial gut reaction. It'd take about 3 seconds, nanoseconds to go, oh, well, here's the LC recipe. It isn't mine. I had no right to keep it or not share it or just... And that's a breakthrough. Do you know that's a breakthrough for a guy that's been in retail sales a lot of his life? I'm going to give you my product so you can go make more of your own for free. God bless you, my child. I'll never see you in my store again, but it's okay. That is not how we've been taught. That is not in our domestication. I'll give you a bike so you can go make 10. I'll even show you how to assemble them. Right? And yet that's what we're doing. It's a pretty beautiful thing. A friend or a community member might very well have extra cultures available that they would be happy to share. Might very well. Who knows? But guess what? You got to be in a community to get those benefits, don't you? MVP, it's so true. The more you give away, the more you grow. People don't know. It's true. Shroom's like that, but he's a giveawayer guy. I want to be bigger for him. It is true. If you don't want to believe it, go out there and get as greedy as you want. We'll never see you again. After a couple of weeks, you're going to like, I don't know. You'll see. Those greedy bastards that were around when I first started that were taking my money, they're not even in the game anymore. They lost their jerseys. They got kicked off the field. Nobody wants them on their team. Meanwhile, we're in the playoffs, T-Crew. Give me 5 people that agree that we're in the playoffs. T-Crew is in the playoffs this season. I bet you we hit the playoffs every season. 500 new team members joined us in the last couple of weeks. Okay? That's fermentation. Bridgie, drive safe. I'm glad a lot of you agree. I know, Joe, I'm going to miss Tommy. Okay? A friend or a community member might actually have these cultures available and they would be happy to share. It's not unreasonable for your friend to ask you for 10 or 15 bucks as he shares because it cost him 10 or 15 bucks to make what he's sharing with you. The syringe, the time, the packaging, the labor, everything involved. It's not unfair. What would be unfair is if the son of a gun asked you for 60. And then he wouldn't tell you how to make your own LC media. That isn't a guy you want to be working with. Likewise, pure cultures of the molds required for some of the following ferments can be propagated, backed up, and shared using the same tools and techniques that we use for mushroom cultivation. For anyone that is just learning to create ferments, it's going to be important to recognize the difference between the tasty, tangy flavors of these foods and a failed project that has become overrun or spoiled. If any ferment becomes overrun by an unintended mole or begins to taste putrid, it should be composted and the project restarted. Also, it's important to avoid using plastic or metal materials when making or storing some of the following ferments, as the microbes involved can corrode these materials, fouling your food. The fungally fermented foods listed here are just the tip of the probiotic iceberg. If you are interested in learning more iterations of the following themes, or you wish to explore the world of bacteria-dominated ferments, I suggest you read Sandor Katz's excellent book, The Art of Fermentation, which inspired much of this section. And then it's going to go on. We're going to talk about that this week. Mycotonics. We're going to do mycotonics. We're going to talk about kombucha. We're going to talk about kefir. And we're going to talk about tabicos and TB and sea rice. Okay? This is good stuff. This is fascinating me. So we'll continue to talk and share, and we'll get, by the end of this week, we'll be all fermented out. 5 people say, Pops, it's okay to move on. Let's finish our talk about domestication so we can talk about being impeccable first step tomorrow. First agreement. Let's finish that section on domestication. That's neat, Sunshine. You have a mead going. I want to finish this section. It's about 2 more pages long. I take it back. It's about 8 pages. I might not finish it today. Last thing we were talking about was our need to hook people's attention. That's where we were programmed to. To focus and to learn, we have to have attention, but we also crave and need attention, and we've been domesticated. How to get it? Typically, it's by following the rules. The reward feels good, and we keep doing what others want us to do in order to get the reward. With that fear of being punished and that fear of not getting the reward, listen to this. You know what we do? When we're afraid we're not going to get the reward, but we're also afraid of being punished. Sometimes punishment's just not being included, right? You know what we do? We start pretending to be something that we're not, just to please others. I've told you guys all about my surfing story. Pop's surfer boy. I went so bad to pretend I really was a surfer. I was pretending to be something that I wasn't, so I could be included in this social group, so I could get their attention, so I could get the reward of being included and not being on the outside a goofy. We pretend to be things that we're not. And then once we start that, we start losing track of what we really are in the first place. We start practicing those. We start becoming something that we were never intended to be, because that's what we're practicing. I'm practicing being a hypocrite. I'm practicing being the surfer that can't surf. And he's lying to all his friends. But then we go back and we smoke a doobie together, and now I'm not lying anymore. But you're a liar. We start pretending to be something we are just to please others, just to be good enough for someone else. How come that little Pops couldn't have just been good enough for himself? Why couldn't I have? Well, I think it was my programming. We try to please mom and dad. We try to please the teachers at school. We try to please the church. And so we start acting. We pretend to be what we are. No, we pretend to be what we are not because we're afraid of being rejected. The fear of being rejected becomes the fear of not being good enough. I was so good at so many things when I was a kid, even now, still now, and I still wrestle with the fear of not being good enough. Thanks, program. Thanks, deep, dark program. I am good enough. We tease each other. We watch these Stewart guys. Oh, I'm good enough. You know how many self-affirmations it's going to change it would take in my lifetime to change the deep, dark programming that was spent years developing? I've only been aware that I need a new program for the last 3 or 4 years. Up until then, I was still playing the world's program. Eventually, we become something we're not. We become a copy of mama's beliefs, daddy's beliefs, society's beliefs, and religion's beliefs. Oh, he's just like his dad. Maybe you shouldn't be. Maybe Brock should be a completely 3.0 version of me. All our normal tendencies are lost in the process of domestication. And when we're old enough for our mind to understand, we learn the word no. The adults say, don't do this and don't do that. And we rebel and say no. We rebel because we're defending our freedom. We want to be ourselves, but we are very little, and the adults are big and strong. After a certain time, we are afraid because we know that every time we do something wrong, we're going to be punished. The domestication is so strong that at a certain time, we no longer need anybody to domesticate us. We don't need mom and dad or the school or the church. We are so well trained that we are our own domesticator. You know how well trained we are? We start domesticating the other ones. Hey, that's the way it's supposed to be here. You know how we run it on this ship? You know how it works here? We are an auto-domesticated animal. I like what Kimberly just said. Recognize the program, then ignore it. That's the way to break it. We can now domesticate ourselves according to the same belief system that we were given and using the same system of punishment and reward. We punish ourselves when we don't follow the rules according to our belief system. Some of us end up on a couch, curled up in a little frustro ball. Oh, I love it. I don't deserve it. I want to go out in the garden. I'm eating worms, man. The world hates me, and I hate myself. And it's right where you end up. You know, worm-eating guy, I'll hold your hand once or twice. Mister, I got to go to the garden because you're feeling sorry for yourself. Woe be gone. I'll give you a hug or two. After that, I'm going to avoid you. You have nothing for me. If you can't rise up and understand that we've all have experienced the same pain you're experiencing, but we're choosing to respond to it differently, I don't have time. I don't. I'm not trying to be mean. There's 80 other people in line looking for, hey, Pops, how do I do this? Hey, help me grow. Help me get bigger. Help me grow. Help me go. Okay. Where would you spend your time? Where are you going to spend your time? And everybody gets down. Don't get me wrong. Everybody has an isolation moment. Me included. That's how come I can see it. That's how come I love you for it. But I don't stay there. I won't. If I do, I'm letting the whole crew down. But I let myself down first. Mr. Woebegone guy, you got programmed into that. You get to choose to not be that. Badger, you do a great job. When you're not, you're an amazing friend and pal to hang around with. You need to hear that more often. You're fun to be with. You're the guy we'll go out of our way to go pick up just so you can hang out with us. Badgie's going to be on the boat half a dozen times this year just because he's that cool. And somewhere Badgie got, I don't know, programmed like, oh, I'm better off. I say, Badgie, you're a beautiful person, man. You're one of the smartest, funniest guys in the whole world. That should be your program. And I got to know that because you let me know. I almost want to cry. Auto-domesticated animal. Higgs, he's so cool. Now look at this. Everybody likes you, Badge. Why wouldn't we? Auto-domesticated animals. We can now domesticate ourselves according to the systems that we were taught. The belief system is like a book of law that rules our mind. Without question, whatever is in the book of law is our truth. We base all of our judgments according to that book of law that we built in our head. Even if these judgments go against our inner nature. Even moral laws like the 10 Commandments are programmed into our minds in the process of domestication. One by one, all these agreements go into our book of law, and these agreements rule our dream. Final paragraph for today. There is something in our mind that judges everybody and everything, including the weather, the dog, the cat, everything. The inner judge uses what is called your book of law to judge everything. Judge everything that we do and don't do. Everything that we think and that we don't think. And everything we feel and we don't feel. Everything lives under the tyranny of this judge. You know, my judge used to be the biggest. My judge looked just like my father. My father, one of the most intelligent human beings that I've ever come in contact with. Beyond brilliant human being. Work ethic beyond anything. Morals to the bone. This man wouldn't lie, cheat, steal. He couldn't. His moral fiber was such that. One time, no, true story. My mom comes home from a grocery shopping trip. She comes home from a grocery shop. My dad's name was Yves, if you remember, Yves Saint Laurent. She comes home, bag full of groceries. She spends $100 at a time every time she goes grocery shopping. Even back then, 6 kids to feed. She comes home and she had a pack of bologna. She had a pack of bologna. And you know how sometimes it'll happen? You'll get a pack of bologna and the other pack of bologna sticks to the top of it. So now you actually have a 2-pack, like a little stack, two packs of bologna. She comes running into the living room, right? Eves, this is such a good thing. You're not going to believe it. They accidentally slipped. They put another bologna in the bag. We have an extra bologna. This is just... My dad goes, no. He goes, we're going to get in the car and we're taking that back. We're going to return that pack of bologna. My mom, no, I don't want to return it. That was their mistake, and we pay a lot of... We're returning the bologna. One of the biggest fights in my parents' career. I still remember to this day, I'm a little 10-year-old Pops kid. I think we're going to return the bologna. My mom is crying. Walks back into the store. My dad made my mom. You're going to go return it to the manager. If she hadn't put up such a big fight, maybe we could have just slipped it in there and I told him, now you're going to go return it to the manager. Oh, Mom, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I get his message. I get it. But that was my dad. Not the way to do it. I get it. I get his impeccable. I get the morals. But he actually terrorized my mom. So, all of that to say that I looked like my dad. I was programmed to look like him, wasn't I? I wasn't programmed to look like your dad. I was programmed to look like mine. And he wasn't and my dad was programmed too. And I'm going to say, I look back and, there's so many wonderful things about the man. But there's a whole lot of things I got to forgive him. Well, he was definitely setting an example for his kids. We never stole we were high and tight. That group of 6 kids. You did not mess around in that house, okay? And then you bring home we were a high and tight bunch of kids. So I'm going to finish up this with saying today, that whole story I told you is because we become our parents. We become our church. We become our religion. We become these things that we were auto-domesticated to. And then we judge it. Tomorrow we'll talk about the other part of us that receives judgments. That isn't the judge, he's called the victim. So we run around with a judge and a victim until we reprogram ourselves. Now everybody wants Brock eats a lot of bologna. Now everybody wants some bologna for breakfast, huh? I love you guys. That story was a bunch of baloney.
For breakfast?
That story, what a bunch of baloney,
You
Pops.
wrap that story in a quesadilla.
Ew, he does that. He has bologna burritos. Okay? He gets flour tortillas, a little cheese sprinkled in there, puts a flat bologna, and he wraps it up, and he microwaves it. After I throw up, he eats it. Okay, I throw up over there, though. Like, it is so disgusting. No, it's not fried. He just takes it right out of the old Oscar Mayer pack. Okay? Ew. He's done so many things with bologna. He does bologna and peanut butter. He's done bologna and bananas. Okay? We did an Instacart the other day. Here's a true story. I'm going to rat him out. We did an Instacart the other day. You know, you put an order in online, they deliver the groceries to you. Well, that works out. It's great. I like it. But the guy shopping or the gal shopping for you, they're not that interested. They'll just grab whatever, or sometimes, and they're supposed to notify you, whatever. So all the groceries were delivered the other day, and that extra pack of bologna that they delivered to my mom accidentally, they forgot to give Brock. He had ordered as his part, he'd ordered bologna. He's going through the bags. Where's the bologna, man? Where's the bologna?
Bologna's not here, man.
Bologna's not here, man. He's getting pissed. I'm not kidding you. Like, he is... That's all I wanted out of this whole bag was the bologna. I'm like, bro, you were out of line. Bro, calm. It's just bologna. Starts putting on his winter jacket, his muffler, snowshoes. That's it. I'm walking down to the store and I'm buying that bologna. He did. Charged out of the house. Didn't even let me help. Didn't even help put the groceries away. Yeah, he did. Yeah, you did. As soon as the groceries are put away, scarf on. He's like all cranky and everything. I'm like, trying to calm him down as he's going out the door. He was fiending for the bologna. Okay? I was like, nobody does that. By the time he came back with his little pack of bologna, big old smile on his face, I go, you okay, bro? He goes, sorry, I was a little out of line there, Pops. I'm sorry about that. I'm like, a little? Baloney life, Streety. Baloney life can be tough. Brock, you tell the truth, that happened.
We all have addictions.
So that's what happens in homes, right? We're out here acting like, oh, Pops and Brock, everything's wonderful. No. You miss a baloney shipment, and there's going to be hell to pay at the lab. Okay? Don't miss baloney shipments. Final giveaway. Are you guys ready? We had posted earlier today. Gosh darn, this is a fun group. I almost cried a minute earlier. Badgie, now I'm laughing. Okay, here we go. We posted at the very beginning of the show the 23 flavors that it takes, 23 flavors in Dr. Pepper. I picked one off of the list. Go. We're going to do this one a couple of times this week, so go look up the 23 if you don't know it. I picked one off of the list. First person to say the one I picked off the list will win the final giveaway today. We've got a plum. Badgie, remind me tomorrow, first thing in the morning, and we'll give that away to you-know-who. Cherry amaretto, tomato, prune, sassafras. Jimmy Max got the one that I had picked. Black licorice. Jimmy Max, black licorice. You got it, Jimmy. Let me read the list super fast. Get ready, because tomorrow I'm going to ask this same list, and the only one that won't be on it will be black licorice. Amaretto, almond, blackberry, black licorice, caramel, carrot, clove, cherry, cola, ginger, juniper, lemon, molasses, nutmeg, orange, prune, plum, pepper, root beer, rum, raspberry, tomato, and vanilla. Jimmy Max and black licorice. Why'd I pick black licorice? Because it's my favorite. That's actually one of my favorite candies of all time. Good old black licorice. Jimmy Max, you're getting some iron-ons. Some cutie iron-ons. Okay, this one's a little sexy. Shroom sex. Then you're getting a sticker. You're going to get 10 400 milligram museum doses. And you're going to get 2 grams of our ODPE. So Jimmy Max, send me your address and I'll send this out to you ASAP. Tomorrow's box is going to have something really fun in it. It might be frightening. It might be frightening. That means, what does that mean to some of us veterans? It means, are there going to be ghosts in there, Pops? Just maybe. Have a great day, you guys. Thanks for being here. A lot of people here today. We absolutely killed it today. I really enjoyed being here. Thank you. My stomach feeling a little bit better just because I've been yap talking for an hour. But thank you again for helping heal me and being my friend. You're a T crew par no, how do I say it? Par excellence. Okay? Have a great day.
Have a great day, everybody. I hear the train behind me. Leave me alone.
Have a good day, team. H-Town, mycosexual, censored citizen scientist. I love licorice. Becky Cat, Jimmy Max, and Liddy Ladran, and Mike Buddy Ball. And overjoyed, have a great day. 71, thanks for being here today, bro. Slingy and Higgs, and Rebel Rob, and Semster, and Carlotta, and Ego for Ecology. And Streety, there's my man. Trippy, there you are. Liddy and Ladran, and Penny Pack. Penny's packing. Disc and Fishy. And Jamie and Sandman, thank you, bro. Keep your eye on IG and Patreon for new releases on the site, as well as more information on Mountain Mush Fest location. We'll talk about that some tomorrow. You know, I have a Shroomy to award that I keep forgetting. It's not fair, and I'll try to remember tomorrow. You guys help Pops remember. Much love and Semster and Goomba Girl and Cappy Pants and Nerdy and Hags. Peace to you, my good buddy. Overjoyed and Pagey and Page and Marilyn. Good morning, Marilyn. Hi, Vaggie Doll. And Carlotta and Michael and Trippin and Slingblade and Jackie Cat. Got my stomach. Mike and MVP and Lexington and Ladran and Streety and Badgie. And Tinny Can and Slingy and Higgs and Michael. And Kimberly FAE and AKIKA. Ego and Pagey and D Slick Kitten. Good morning, doll. Jesus Christ in Australia. Censored Eric. You almost won today. Overjoyed Mushman and overjoyed Mike and Carlotta. And see me grow. Carrie, there you are. Michael and Laura, have a divine day. Saska and Penny and Ken RH. Adios, amigos. City. And Jesus Christ and Jackie and Silly Gal and Thee. You got to make this one Thee. Trippin' and Momo Nanga and Jackie and Mushmouth. Pops, peace. There you are. Anthony. What's this, Mushmouth? Pops, peace. Mush family, I'll miss you. I'm leaving. Mushmouth, we'll miss you too. Herbie, Streety, MVP, Michael and RX and Anthony and Helpy and DB Boy and Trippin' and Carlotta and MVP. I caught up. You guys go have a great day. Pops, peace. Be kind to yourself and others. Kill that judge. Pops out.